While in Cape Town, I couldn't pass up an invitation to take a trip down the N2 into the stunning Western Cape, heading to Somerset West. There, I had the unique opportunity to visit a cutting-edge biotech facility. They are doing incredible work with fruit trees like apples and peaches, using advanced biotechnology to revolutionize agriculture. But I had one big question. Could this technology hold the key to transforming coffee production? Let's find out. This morning I am going to Somerset West. I'm going to see an old friend who is down there. Him and his dad have a business where they're doing this technology, which I can't explain now. I'll find out more when I get there. And that technology is has got the potential to cut the time between a seed and the first harvest for coffee from 3 years to perhaps a year or a year and a half. So yeah, off we go. Well, but something funny now, but it could have been tragic, just happened when I saw what's in front of us now, and I wanted to take out my phone from my bag. I won't show you the face of my driver at the minute, but we almost went off the road because he thought I was taking out something that wasn't my phone when I was pulling out my selfie stick. I'll have to make a completely new video or a separate video just to explain exactly what happened. But gosh, yeah, things could have gone down. Yeah, but for now, let's just see what Somerset has in store. So I'm here at Vitro plant in Somerset West, where these guys are doing something that could completely transform the whole coffee growing if implemented there. So really looking forward to seeing what they are doing here. Let's have a look then.
So this is the lab. This is where the multiplication happens.
Okay.
And the plants are growing next door over there. It's like a hospital. They have air moving over the top. And each lady is cutting clumps of plants and then putting them back in the tub over there. And the tub over there has nutrients, and that's how the plants grow.
All right.
You see on the other side there are growth rooms.
Okay.
And we have them on shelves over there where they're growing under, but we can just look in from this side. You look over here, those are
in the fridges.
in the fridge, yeah, those are gene banks for different crops.
Okay. Interesting. So where does it, from there, where does it go?
It goes on the other side. We just can't go inside because it is all sterilized.
Yeah.
So you have to clean yourself and be fat, and you'll see all the ladies here. But do you see these over here? You see these tubs here?
Uh-huh.
That's how the plants look inside there.
All right. So those, yeah.
We're just gonna open
What you said is called tissue
culture.
Tissue culture.
Exactly.
Lab. Okay.
You see over there?
Yes. I can see it. Yeah.
Racks and shelves.
So the process, so from what these ladies are doing to it being in a tree or ready to put to soil, how long does that process?
That can take, from the time it leaves the lab, it depends on the crop.
Mm-hmm.
But for an apple, it can take 2 years.
Okay.
So it will go out of here and then it can take 2 years. And in here, what we're doing is we're just multiplying.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends how many plants you need or how many you want.
Okay.
And each plant will have a different kind of multiplication rate. And that's what we're doing, is we're building stock.
So how would that work for coffee then? Yeah, because the whole idea is to cut the 3 years from seed to first harvest, to cut that to, by however many years, to bring harvest quicker.
Make is that plants are disease-free. And generally what happens when they're disease-free is they grow faster and they grow stronger. And they come into yield sometimes a year or so sooner.
And you were saying earlier that the prospects for like consistent harvest. So each tree is going to be producing exactly the same because it's pretty much the same tree
Exactly.
that's been cloned.
Yeah, you take the same uniformity, so the consistency per tree is much better. So the main thing is just to grow a bigger tree, a stronger tree that's older when it goes in.
Okay.
And from there, once the plant is older, it
Yeah,
goes into
yeah,
the
yeah.
soil
So
to
keep
produce faster.
okay, keep the tree as long as possible so
Yeah.
that it goes into the field for a shorter period as possible before first fruit.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay.
Keep it longer outside. And in here, it may grow faster outside because the initial plant is healthier. It's like you have 100 plants. Some of them are small, some of them are big and
That's
strong.
separate, yeah.
We take the big and strong one and clone it 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, because that's what you do. So it's pretty much a speculation with seed. You're putting
Yeah, exactly.
one bag, 1 kilogram bag gives you about 3,000 seeds. So you're putting 3,000 seeds into a nursery.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have 3,000 different, a variety of strength and ability to, rate of growth and what have you. But what you're saying is you have one, you replicate that, it is uniform, it is exactly the same plant, and it is just as disease resistant as the one next to it. And
Exactly.
yeah.
All the same. Andre, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Andre.
We actually, sorry, we're disturbing your lunch.
Yeah.
It won't take long.
Now it was a little bit early for lunch, but
And if we get it, we got in as you were starting. And then what we also do here is we do potato seed. So we're doing generation 0 potato seed.
Okay.
And,
What does that mean?
It's the small tubers.
Okay.
So generation 0 is the first, it's about how many diseases it has.
Okay.
The percentage of diseases that it has.
Ah.
So generation 0 has nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. So this is disease-free.
Disease-free potatoes, all from tissue culture. Yeah, so what's happening here is the plants grow, but while they're growing, they're producing the little mini tubers at the same time. And then that's what farmers plant.
Okay.
So farmers plant potato, which then makes more potatoes. The actual potato is the seed. It multiplies itself.
All right.
One potato makes 3, let's say. But potatoes have really a lot of diseases, and if you plant something with a virus, it can destroy the soil for
And then you
20,
can.
30 years. Exactly.
Wow. So it's very important that the one that you're putting in the ground is zero disease, and
Yeah.
then that way you're preserving the soil as well as having a good product.
Just like that, yeah. So what diseases or viruses will often do is they will limit the productivity of a crop.
And any plant, yeah.
But with potatoes, they can destroy the soil.
Yeah, I mean, if the same thing would be possible for like in coffee, because coffee, of course, you've got the ones that, it doesn't matter what you do in a lab. If you've got bugs that are going to come, if they are not managed, even if it's come from with a 0 whatever percentage, disease, it will still be affected. But if it's things like leaf rust, that you can sort out here, that once it goes out there, it's free of that, and that will be important, that will be huge, because what that will do is it will allow now farmers to grow the varietal that is better than Catimo, like
Yes,
SL28,
exactly.
because it's disease free, and they can then manage the pests themselves only.
Yeah, I think leaf rust will be a bacteria. I'm sure it will be a bacteria. But we spray against rust. So what we do is we spray in the nursery, and then make sure what we do is we send out plants that don't have any bacteria on them.
Yeah.
But if you get it into your nursery and you can't spray, you have a big problem. And then you're spreading it to everybody you sell to.
Yeah, because leaf rust, the farmers just don't have the capacity to. Once there's an outbreak, they just don't have the capacity to manage it and deal with it. Yeah.
I wonder what proposals and what the vectors are. But so yeah, these are the potatoes.
Okay.
So the potatoes, what happens is we take a plant from the lab and we plant it in there, and it grows for a certain amount of time, and then we harvest the mini tubers.
Right.
I'm seeing some fantastic stuff you're doing here.
Very well, that's a start. It's all him.
Yeah, he's Andre. Nice. It's good to be modest. It's, yeah, but
up there is Lucy.
no.
You know, I won't
Yeah.
like Lucy.
We'll see that they all have a nutshell.
Dad's brother still grows flowers in Harare.
Oh, okay.
And my dad used to grow flowers in Harare next to the airport. And thank you. And then they started using tissue culture plants for flowers. And when we moved down to South Africa, he was figuring out what to do. And he started a tissue culture laboratory.
Look at that view.
Nice.
So you got to work looking at such a view. Guys are lucky.
Every day.
You guys are lucky.
It keeps us safe.
So how is it? Okay, is it the high winds when they come? Is it because the wind is sort of like funneled between mountains, or
Yeah.
because I would think you're barricaded?
The Cape is all windy.
Yeah.
It's really, really windy. So I think it is because it funnels through here. So what happens now is the plants come from the laboratory and they come into, we don't have anybody planting today, so we won't go through that. But they come in and they get planted into little trays.
Okay.
So we have ladies who are just planting plants from the lab into trays. And they need to now get acclimatized to the sun. So inside there it's called in vitro. It's like being inside a womb.
Okay.
So you go from being inside a womb, now coming into the sun. And you've got to slowly harden it so that the leaf can handle the sunshine.
Okay.
So that eventually once it goes into the soil, it's hard and strong. Everything here is a climate controlled greenhouse. So these are all of the young plants that come from the laboratory. And this is called primary hardening. This is a cherry rootstock.
So what?
It's a cherry.
Cherry. Okay.
Cherry plant, yeah. See that? Young plant.
Okay. So from the lab comes in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like you were saying. So this is the same plant. Exactly the same plant, but
The same plant.
wow.
All a clone of the other. You still see a few differences in height and stuff, but that's just the natural way it is. But it's not like it has different features. It's not like a brother or sister of the other one. It's exactly the same. They're all twins.
Wow.
So it's from here, and we put it into a bigger pot.
Quite a process.
It's a big process. And the climate here is not like Japingi, where it's consistent and warm and you have nice humidity.
Yes.
That's why we grow everything inside tunnels.
So why don't you set up in Chipinge then?
Because sometimes it has to be Some things here are easier than Japingi.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, so,
The non-natural elements.
hey, good afternoon.
Hello, hello. Oh, so this is after where we've just been.
Yeah.
So it comes here now to put in pots.
Yeah. Comes in pots over here, and I'll show you here. Hey, afternoon, everybody. How are you? Very good, thank you. Good afternoon.
Hello.
You can send us where it's at. So that's an apple, young apple plant.
Okay.
So it's been transplanted from the small tray over there into a bigger lily pot.
Apa ndanzwa munhu ane voice rinenge ratete wangu. Tiripo makadiwo. Kuri sei kubasa? Muna ako handiti? Aiwa, that's wonderful. You are doing a fantastic job here.
Thank you very much. It's true, it's true. You do a fantastic job.
All right, Tonan. So what have we here? Okay, so from there, in here.
So this is our main greenhouse overcome. This is where we're growing all of the plants bigger before we send them to the customer. And it's mostly apples.
So from here, does the customer, do they need to keep them as nursery trees first for a while, or they can just take them to the field?
So what most people here are doing is they are grafting them. So
Okay.
with an apple, you've got to put a different variety on there. So this is just the rootstock, which is basically the root system. And then from there, they graft on top of it a variety.
Ah,
So most people we sell these to are nurseries.
Okay.
There are other nurseries who then make a big tree.
I see.
So I would say from here, if we did it in here and we sent it to say Chipinge, for example, we would sell a small tree and send it to a shade house like you have over there, and then grow that into a bigger tree. You could grow to 1 meter, 1.2, something like that,
I see.
and then plant a bigger, stronger longer tree.
Yeah, because I think that's the trick really, to shorten the time between, you know, putting into the field and harvest. Because that 3 years, it's such a huge barrier for somebody to, especially if you're looking at Wonder Valley. I mean, the alternative is bananas, which once they have in the field, they're harvesting 3-4 times a year. Now, if you tell that person you've got to put coffee and have nothing for 3 years, joking. Yeah.
The difference is as you know, the foreign currency makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I think you probably need both,
Yeah.
bananas and coffee.
So one of the things that the farmers are doing, particularly in Wonder Valley and Chipinge, is intercropping. So you put your bananas, then you put your 2 lines of coffee, you put your bananas, you put your 2 lines of coffee, and that way you are also managing the water. Because one of the things, interestingly, is that I don't know why, it probably requires some research. What you generally get, especially in Wonder Valley, the wife is the one that is doing coffee, and the husband is doing bananas. Obviously bananas because they bring income a lot quicker, and you know. But what that creates then is the competition for water.
Okay.
But if they are separate, then you know if there's any water that is being used to water the fields, so there will be an argument between who gets the water. Yeah. So when you intercrop, you are just using water in one field for both crops.
And that helps.
That helps, yeah. And also the bananas then provide shade for the coffee.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because bananas do take a lot of water, eh?
Yeah, they do.
For sure.
They do.
Does coffee want shade?
Yes, it does.
Otherwise the cherries burn.
Yeah, coffee throughout its life it needs some kind of, it can't be in the sun like. So now there is you will see if you go into the specialty market, you actually see shade grown coffee.
I've seen.
Because it's actually being managed, how much sunlight, and so that you get the perfect. So alternatively, they can put trees along the edge of the field, and then when they put trees, they can then put beehives. I mean, it is self-pollinating, but it does get an increase in the carry if bees are involved.
Okay.
Yeah, but it can be just self-pollinates.
You probably want something like avos also.
Yes.
Avos,
Avo.
bananas.
Pink they are doing with macadamia. I think macadamias are not too good for coffee.
They're not
I
good.
don't have the full knowledge about it, but I've got a feeling that, yeah.
That's always the struggle, is you want something that also helps with the pest management. The fertilizer, the pest management, all of that.
Yes.
So you see what we do is we irrigate from below.
All right. I see.
Water comes through here and then gets irrigated from below. So most of our production here is apples, which you see. I want to see if we have a bigger, I'll show you a plant as the roots start to come up. How are you?
Bamnets.
Very good, thank you.
Magadi
This is
Bamnets.
Hillary.
Nilipo. Muri kushanda kudai.
We are trying.
Yeah, muri kutogona. You are not trying.
We are trying.
Hillary is living in England.
Okay.
I met him a long time ago. He has a coffee company there. And now he is wanting to do coffee. He's buying coffee from farmers in Bondi Valley.
Wonderful. Okay, my challenge.
In Manikala, exactly. He wants to do a nursery there. Yeah, for coffee.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got some nice trees already. Great, eh? That's what we want, eh?
The weather is
Yeah, the weather is like Eastern Highlands is perfect because the way you are explaining this and what it requires.
Yeah.
That part of the world is this thing will thrive.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. 2 minutes.
Thank you very
We'll
much.
leave you to work to carry on. Yeah, this is super impressive, Harry. This is impressive. You are doing the most. Absolutely.
We're still waiting for the roots to appear.
Okay.
We can look at the one that will have roots is blackberry plants.
This is some fascinating stuff going on here. So what have we here?
This is a blackberry
Okay, so yeah, that's
blackberry plant.
look
Yeah.
at the
You can see
roots.
how the roots come out the paper.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
called the ellie pot.
yeah. Nice.
That you'll get in Tesco's.
Ah.
That variety.
Yeah, because I think one of the challenges that like for away from coffee, one of the challenges that you get like from Zimbabwe is trying to have the same product, the same quality, the same if you get I mean we even in Zimbabwe we've got two mango trees standing next to each other. One has got this sweet mango fruit, and the next one is probably got it's different. So that consistency for somebody to then produce like blueberries that are sitting on a shelf that taste exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's the sweet spot.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why you need tissue culture.
Yeah.
That's why tissue culture. The thing with the tissue culture is it's hard to do for certain crops.
Mhm.
Very hard to do. And a lot of subtropical crops are not that widely produced yet. Mango, for example, is
Yeah.
hard to do. But apples is hard to do, but because of our partners in Italy where they have experience, they show us
You
what
can
to do.
just
Yeah.
this is excellent. Okay.
these are called wet walls.
Called?
Wet walls.
Wet
They
walls.
put water. It's like a cardboard.
All right.
Water
Okay. Oh,
runs
the
over
wall.
the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
Water runs over the top, and the fans suck air from that side to this side.
To that from that side to those, and it pulls it through to, and then the atmosphere is
Pulls it down. Now this is a bit hot still. It needs to be cooler, but we're gonna cover up the tops with.
You're creating Vumba. You're replicating Vumba.
That's what we want. We want to create Vumba. Do you feel it?
Oh, this is great, man. Oh wow.
How do you like?
Hmm?
So this is what we need for coffee.
Yeah.
And ideally, we'd like to send apple plants to Zim also.
Nyanga.
Apple rootstocks up to Nyanga,
Yeah.
to the station up there. That is our plan. Just take some time. Well, what an experience. Here in the heart of Somerset West, innovation meets agriculture. Inside this cutting-edge facility, the future of horticulture and indeed coffee cultivation is being rewritten. Through tissue culture technology, the tiny plantlets represent more than just science. They symbolize hope for a more sustainable and efficient horticulture industry. The potential benefits are staggering. With tissue culture, coffee growers, for example, can mass produce elite disease-free trees that thrive in diverse conditions. This means healthier crops, fewer losses, and greater yields. But perhaps most exciting is the possibility of shortening the time to first harvest. What once took 3 years can now be achieved in significantly less time. Accelerated production and boosting supply to meet the world's insatiable demand for quality coffee. For the farmers, this means increased profitability. For consumers, it promises a consistent, high-quality cup of coffee. And for the environment, it represents a step toward sustainable farming practices, requiring fewer resources while producing more. As we leave this remarkable facility, I am reminded that progress begins with innovation. The work being done here in Somerset West has the power to revolutionize coffee production from the Americas to Africa and to Asia. These delicate plantlets could be the seeds of more prosperous, resilient future for coffee farmers everywhere. From a single lab to the world's coffee fields, the story of tissue culture is one of growth, perseverance, and endless possibilities. A brighter future for coffee starts here.